Hey, welcome back to a Spire channel where unfortunately the best parts of our last video got cut off, right? But in the end, we did get Pomander and Nutritious Oyster implemented, right? So I just want to show that real quick. So we have Pomander, we can upgrade a card. We got rid of the back button that, we changed the upgrade text to yellow or gold or whatever you call it. And then, we can upgrade a card, go to the map, right? We can see that the card is upgraded. And then we can see that we also can do a nutritious oyster, right? Oh, max needs to be capitalized, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think this. Let me check that. Uh, Hold on. Shoot. No, not. Uh, yeah, max is supposed to be capital. Okay, well, let's fix that too. So, okay, but we do get our max HP, right? So let's go to our Slay the Spire 2 now and fix that real quick. That's awkward. So max HP, yep, change that. Okay, but basically what happened, I think probably happened is because I had my stop recording key be F12 and then it's close to the backspace, so maybe I accidentally hit the, stop recording button while I was pressing backspace on something. So, to prevent that from happening in the future, I'll unset my stop recording button in OBS and just at the end, I'll just manually click it to stop recording, right? So hopefully that we prevent problems with that. But I also should show a little bit of what we did, to get the Pomander to work, right? So in the end, after I stopped, accidentally stopped recording, probably, right, and then so we did end up doing it this way, right? So when the upgrade is done, we emit the Pomander upgrade is done, right? And then we bubbled that up to our Niao class here, and then so that when the Pomander upgrade's done, we emit the Niao event finish, and then we go to the map, right? So that ended up working. And then Nutritious Oyster, we had, well, before we started making YouTube videos, we had a max health relic script, right? And we had max health gain as an export variable. So for strawberry, pear, mango, that sort of thing, right? And so we just used that, to make our Nutritious Oyster, and we set the max health gain to 11. Easy, simple as that, right? But yeah, we're not here to rehash the mistakes of the previous video where we accidentally stopped recording. We're here for Leafy Poultice, right? So let's do that. So first of all, I thought about it a bit more, and then so I think these Niao relics, they probably should have their own folder because there are relics for the other ancients, right? So we probably do want to just get that sorted out, and that'll help us in the future, right? If we end up getting that far, so that so that we will have things be a little bit more organized, right? So let's create this Niao folder. Move the stuff here, right? And then in our STS2 now, we need to refactor the paths, right? So that they work. So yeah, but that should, I think this will be good, right? To do it this way in the future. So when we have additional ancients, if we ever get that far. Okay, so that takes care of that housekeeping, hopefully, right? So now let's do the Leafy Poultice. So unlike in the original Slay the Spire, when you transform 2 from Niao, the Leafy Poultice just automatically chooses strike and defend. You don't get a screen. You don't get to choose like 2 strikes or 2 defense or anything like that. So we don't need to use the same workflow, with that screen when we're selecting 2 cards like we did for the remove 2, right? So, that's one thing to keep in mind, right? So let's start adding that option, right? So for our Leafy Poultice, and this episode is just focused on Leafy Poultice, just so we have, a small scope, so we don't, we have less time to actually mess up in the video, so so we're not just messing up so much, right? So Leafy Poultice is one of the trade-off pool relics, right? So let's just put this here, right, in alphabetical order before our precarious shears, and then so in our trade-off pool we put Leafy Poultice, and then we put this sort of thing. And then we copy that. And so we do want to actually copy the image like into the right folder, right? So we copy, so this image we just downloaded from the wiki, right? And we just, okay, so let's put that in our project folder, our relic. So it's Spire 2, ancient, yeah. So Leafy Poultice. So we should have that available to us now. So that'll be, let's just check that real quick. Assets. So this will be relic. So it's Spire 2, ancient, yeah, Leafy Poultice, right? So the picture, we changed that. And then the text, okay, so we do have the button text for that appears on the screen, right? So this will be this, I guess. So let's replace that. So we're not using the precarious shears. Uh-oh, I need to put the quotes, the string quotes. Stupid autocorrect or autocomplete. This is, let's just do it like this, I guess. Yep. And then we'll have a Leafy Poultice function. And then, let's put the stub down here in the, so this is in the trade-off pool section, right? So let's have like, again, in alphabetical order. All right, so okay, so we have that stub there, right? So we're going to need an actual relic, to do, right? So the Leafy Poultice, yeah, well, so let's, okay, so now we actually need a relic function, right? And then our relic script, and then the resource that we preload. So if we go into relics, ancient now, so let's make a new one of those, right? Script Leafy Poultice, which inherits from relic. Yeah, and then we'll give it an initialize relic function, right? So let's call this Leafy Poultice for our class name. Okay, so pass. All right, so we got that. Let's make the resource file. It can be a Leafy Poultice. And then this can be Leafy Poultice.tres. And then so, maybe I should make sure I'm recording the right screen too. Yeah, that should be fine, right? Okay. So Leafy Poultice, we do this. Leafy Poultice, event-based, all event icon, the image that we just put in, right? The title tooltip is just the name of the relic, right? So hold on, let's just copy this over from our arcane scroll and then just replace the arcane scroll text with Leafy Poultice. And then we have a description tooltip. So that'll be, let's see, relic tooltip, this one, right? Upon pickup, transform. Okay, let's do that. Let me make sure that's right. Upon pickup, transform one of your strikes and one of your defense and lose, 10 max. Okay, yeah, Leafy Poultice. Okay. All right, so now let's go back to here, and then when you click the Leafy Poultice button, right, you actually need to, we actually need to give you the relic, right? So basically this thing, but except instead of the shears, we get Leafy Poultice. Okay, and then I guess we can emit the finished event, because we're not going to play a fancy animation like in real Slay the Spire 2. This is Slay the Spire 2 at home. We're just gonna, So when you get the relic, we need to transform 2 cards, right? But right now we don't. So I think we should probably add a helper function in the so we have a class for like the deck. It's basically just a fancy wrapper around the a card array. So let's add like just like so because right now we don't have a way to get you know a strike and a defend just by their card name, right? So that'll come in handy when we're transforming like the first strike and first defend. So func, let's see, what do we want to call it? Find card by name, right? Card. And then so we do like is it like card in cards? No. Find card by name is name string, right? Yeah. So I guess we can set up the return value. Var return value equals null to begin with, and then if so this can return null if we don't find a card of the right name, right? But we say if card.name, so we want to do a string comparison, right? So to lower, I guess. Is there a dot equals or no? So we just do use this, I guess, right? Name dot to lower return value equals card, and then at the end we return value. Yeah. Okay. And then so in the Leafy Poultice, right, we want to get the card, the first strike, right? So var strike card. Well, I guess we said the first strike card in deck, yeah. Card equals global dot deck dot find card by name, say strike. And then we'll also need to remove the first defend, right? Okay, and then so then we'll remove those cards, right? Remove card. Well, I guess we can do that after here, right there. And then deck dot remove card first defend card. Yeah. And then so in order to transform the cards, right, so we need to do, well, we'll pick a random card from the draftable cards, right? So yeah, let's see, what do we have here? We have our, yeah, RNG. Okay, so we'll do this. So this will be like, you know, the post transform, right? But so we can just add that to the deck. Add card, then rng.array pick random. I mean, this is kind of a long line, annoying line here. Okay, so I'll go with the draftable cards duplicate true. So this, we need to close the bracket here, right? Yeah, okay. And then we'll do that after the defend card. So basically we remove the card, you know, we add the transform card, remove defend, add it, yeah. Okay, so that should be our Leafy Poultice, right? So, okay, so is that, let's just make sure this kind of works first, right? Before we go any further. So here, okay, we got the shears, unfortunately, but, you know, 50-50 chance, right? Because we've only got shears and Leafy Poultice. Oh yeah, I should also show you that, you know, we did check the tooltips to make sure that, you know, Nutritious Oyster and Pomander have working tooltips, so we didn't mess that up, right? But that was after I messed up the recording in the last video. Okay, so here's Leafy. Uh-oh. This isn't good, right? Because we need the text Leafy Poultice, and that's not showing up correctly. And unfortunately, the text isn't really fitting in the area we have, right? And maybe we don't need the left margin to be so big on here. So yeah, okay, so let's fix that, right? So Leafy Poultice is not, the text is, where is the text supposed to come from? It's supposed to be right here, right? Yeah, so we accidentally got rid of the title. And then we forgot to actually put the, replace the title with, yeah. So let's do that. So this will be Leafy Poultice, right? Leafy Poultice. And then so we want to go into here, or the ancient button, I guess. So ancient, the event room. So scenes, where is it? Yeah, event room, Slay Spire 2, ancient button. So ancient button. So we probably don't need the margin to be that, because it looked like this is a little bit more to the left than, I mean, to the right than it needs to be, right? So this margin container, maybe we can change that to 10. So hopefully this will make our Leafy Poultice text fit, right? And then margin right. Oh, so this image doesn't even fit in. Wait, so we have this as 1007 pixels, and then why is this so big? Well, this is our custom minimum. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so let's fix that. Okay, so, wait, what? 1007. Why is the size? Hold on, something. Oh, this HBox container is too big, probably. Is that the problem? Oh, why is this so small? Oh, because it's based on the size of these things, right? So this option text label needs to be bigger, probably, right? Or maybe this custom minimum size needs to. Okay, let's think about this. So this is right, be 970. So we need we want this to be the same size as 1007, right? So, and so right now it's based on the custom minimum size here. So right now we've got a bit of a deficit of 37, right? So let's just add 37 to here. 917, right? Is that? Yeah. So now this is the right size, but so now we need to make the. Okay, so the HBox, yeah, if we're trying to make this. So maybe we need to put the margin container inside the HBox container. Or no, maybe the HBox container could just be smaller, right? So if we're saying the margin is 20 pixels on each side, maybe we just need to have this be 40 smaller than the whole button itself, right? So yeah, maybe we'll do that. So let's get, yeah. Okay, so that should be so. Okay, so let's see if the Leafy Poultice text fits in the way we have it now. Oh, we got shears again. All right, so that's no good. But I can show. Well, no, we already showed you the oyster tooltip, right? We don't need to show that again. So let's try the. Do we get Poultice? No, we got the stupid. Okay. Even with so few options, our RNG is kind of giving us the wrong stuff. Okay, there's Leafy Poultice. So it barely fits now, right? Oh, that's good enough. This is Slay the Spire at home. Slay the Spire 2 at home. So we don't care if it, doesn't look perfect, but, it's fine. So now let's see if we click this button, will this actually work, right? We'll transform, strike, and defend. We have no fancy animation because we're Slay the Spire 2 at home, but okay, we did get the pommel strike and bludgeon. Wait, I thought we switched. No, apparently we didn't switch it over to the Slay the Spire 2 card pool yet, right? So, So we got a rare bludgeon and not an uncommon bludgeon. That's no good. So we need to, okay, so the Ironclad. So we need to switch it to the Slay the Spire 2 cards. Yeah. And then, so unlike in the original Slay the Spire, I think Bash is at the end of the, so it's the last index in the, starting deck, right? Not, it's not at the beginning, like I think it was in the original Slay the Spire. So why don't we fix that too? So Ironclad starting deck, we duplicate that. This can be Slay the Spire 2, Ironclad starting deck. And in the Slay the Spire 2 one, we move the bash to be at the end after the defense, right? Yeah. And then so we'll say in the Slay the Spire 2 Ironclad, we have that going. So that way, like in Slay the Spire 2, like in real Slay the Spire 2, the transform cards are after the bash, which is after the defend, which is after the strike, right? So we do need to check the Leafy Poultice tooltip also. Okay, so I can also show you the Pomander, you know, yeah, so we have this thing going, right? So that's something I didn't get to show because I cut off the video on accident last time. All right, so now, no, okay, now we need to get Leafy Poultice again. I mean, it should happen half the time, right? We've only got Shears and Poultice for our trade-off. Okay, so here. So now we have, okay, so I can show you this. Upon pickup, we're transforming one of our strikes and one of our defense and losing 10 max. Oh, so we forgot to lose the 10 max HP, right? So we need to actually do that. So that's not good, right? That's kind of cheating to transform 2 cards and not lose 10 HP from the Leafy Poultice. So let's kind of, let's make sure we do that. So we're legal here. And in compliance with Spire law, right? So goal.player character stats dot health max health minus equals 10, right? So we'll do that. Okay, so we make sure we do go down to 70 HP, right? And then so Leafy Poultice. Yeah, we're at 70 now, and then we transform into Disarm and Inflame, and that's another problem because Disarm is not in Slay the Spire 2, right? So we need to remove all the cards from Slay the Spire at home that aren't in Slay the Spire 2 at home, right? So we wrote that down here. So let's go to Slay the Spire 2 draftable cards, and then I'll just have this up to the side, right? So we need to remove Cleave, Clothesline, Flex, right? So Cleave, Clothesline, Flex. And then we need to remove Carnage, Disarm, Drop Kick, right? And then we need to remove Pummel. And then Bloodletting, change to common, Hemokinesis, change to 1419, right? So, okay, so first of all, let's make Bloodletting common. So one thing that I sort of, did inefficiently last episode is that when we redid Bash, we kind of just, we made a brand new resource, but we didn't really have to do that, right? We can just duplicate the original Slay the Spire one, like at home. So we can, let's do that, right? So let's go to our cards, player cards, and then so if we go to uncommon, right? So in the original Slay the Spire, Bloodletting was an uncommon card, but if we, so duplicate that, this is Slay the Spire 2 Bloodletting, right? And then in Slay the Spire 2, so yeah, let's move that over here. So, oh no, it's a common card in Slay the Spire 2, right? So Slay the Spire 2 Bloodletting is not an uncommon, it is a common. And then if we go into our, so we need to go into the draftable card pool. So we need to add this Bloodletting card. So we get rid of the old Bloodletting, which is uncommon. Add the common, Slay the Spire 2 Bloodletting, right? So we need to move that over to the common section here. And then so we also want to nerf the Hemokinesis to be, Slay the Spire 2 Hemokinesis, right? So let's do the same thing with that one. So we do have export variables, right? No. Oh, we don't. So if we use this resource, so if we put Hemokinesis, oh, these aren't export variables. Okay, well let's fix that, right? So wait, no, it's at export, right? Yeah. So let's do that. So if we go to Hemokinesis, yeah, now they're export variables. So let's duplicate this and then make it 1419, right? So STS Hemokinesis. Yeah, let's do that. And that is still an uncommon, right? It's just that it's 14 damage and 19 damage, unlike in the original Slay the Spire, right? So let's go change that into our ironclad draftable cards. Remove the original Slay the Spire at home hemokinesis. Add the Slay the Spire 2 at home hemokinesis. Right. So let's do that. Oh, I didn't name the thing right. It's yeah. Okay. So let's yeah put that here. Okay. So let's put that in the uncommon section. Right. Uh-oh, I changed the wrong array. Oh shoot, this is the original Slay the Spire one. Uh-oh. No, let's undo what we did there. Hold on. Okay, move this back. Well, oh shoot, I've been editing the wrong. Oh wait, they've been. Are these when you duplicate? Does it use the same resource? So if I do edit one, it edits the other. Is that how it works in Godot? Maybe that is the way it works. Uh-oh. So maybe I just need to create a new one from scratch. Um, let me test that. Hold on. So here, so I still have, or maybe I've just been editing the wrong one the whole time, right? Okay, so let's go here. If I add Slay the Spire 2 bloodletting to this one, right? So that doesn't get added to the original one, does it? Like to the, or maybe I've just been messing up which array I've been, resource I've actually been. Yeah. Okay. So it's fine. I just need to make sure I'm actually editing the right one. Well, okay. So let's put the Slay the Spire 2 hemokinesis in here, and then get rid of the old hemokinesis, right? And yeah. Okay. So now we have just. Okay, let me check what we did here. So iron, so I used to, yeah, hopefully I didn't mess this up too much. So did we have 23 or 22 before? I don't really remember. But okay, so right now we've got 23, right? And then we removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should end up with 16 cards in the Slay the Spire 2. Oh, we have 17. So, okay, something... Oh, okay, I need to remove the original Slay the Spire uncommon bloodletting, right? So bloodletting is common. Okay, so make sure this has the right values. Yeah, okay, so now we're good, right? So we're not going to be getting original Slay the Spire cards when we transform cards with Leafy Poultice. Okay, so now, but yeah, we've only got 16 cards, right? Because we didn't get that far in our Slay Spire, original Slay Spire at home, before we, started making YouTube videos. So yeah. But yeah, let's just, double check stuff real quick, right? So we have here, shears now, we want Leafy Poultice. Okay, so make sure we get. Okay, so we got offering and DM form. Yeah, I'm not going to change the graphic, right? But that's we can do that some other time. Just make sure we're using the right card pool also, right? Oh yeah, I can. This isn't the right thing. I mean, I could also change the Niao thing to rig it so we always get Leafy Poultice, so we're not just restarting this the whole time, right? But yeah, let's just make sure we got. Okay, so what do we get this time? Iron. Oh, that's nothing different from before, right? But I'm pretty sure we did do it right. Okay, so Anger Twin Strike. So let me just check by inspection too. So we've got Ironclad. So we are using the right card pool, right? So yeah. So I just want to, for my own paranoia and sanity, just make sure we see it in action, right? When we're actually running the thing. Okay, so we have an uncommon bludgeon, right? So we are using the correct card pool. Okay, that's good. So let's just go check the list to make sure we didn't forget to do anything for this episode. Let's see. So we did that. We did that. Bash. Oh, well, we did move bash to the end. So we added the remove first card. Yeah, okay, so we added our Leafy Poultice. So next time, so we removed a ton of cards, especially uncommon cards. So I mean, one thing we need to do in the near future is replenish the card pool, right? So we're not just playing the same cards all the time. Like maybe we add an uppercut, taunt, ashen strike, or something. And well, another thing we could do is now that we added Leafy Poultice, right? So we have more than one kind of trade-off pool option, so that when we maybe we could add one, or more of the options that are based on if the Leafy Poultice and Precarious Shears are not selected, right? So here in the Slay the Spire 2 Niao, maybe when we roll the trade-off index, so we can check to see that, well, we convert that to the string and then check, so that might be something to put a stub in right now, maybe, right? Like, so if we say like, I did write a note on how to do that in the first episode notes, right? So if we say keys in, so this can get the string, right? Oh no, that gets the string though. No, so I think we can just do a direct comparison because it's just an integer, right? So we can say here, like, this is like a stub. It's like if trade-off, well, we don't need to put, yeah. So if trade-off index selected equals, so we're saying if it's not Leafy Poultice, if it's not Precarious Shears, we do, that stuff, right? So we can say not equal to trade-off, oh, yeah. Dot Leafy Poultice, right? And so here we just put a stub in that's like, okay, so if it's not the Leafy Poultice, we add new leaf to the positive only pool, right? LF trade off. Well, no, we don't need an elif. It's just another if. But for now, we're not doing anything yet. So let's just pass here, right? Just this is just a stub for later. Not equal to the Precarious Shears, right? And then we add Precise Scissors. Pause it. Yeah, like that. I mean, is index really a good... I mean, it sort of lines up with index, right? I think it's okay. Maybe index isn't the best word for that. Trade-off, like... Yeah, that's fine. We can deal with that later. So yeah, I think in the next couple episodes, we want to focus on making sure this logic works, right? So that if we didn't take the poultice, so let's say we took the Precarious Shears, right? Then we want to make sure we add the new leaf to the positive only pool, right? And then if we didn't take the shears, we add the Precise Scissors to the pool, right? So that's one thing we could do. Another thing is like we probably do want to add some more cards to the card pool. So yeah, maybe we need, because yeah, we kind of, some of the cards we implemented were kind of removed in Slay the Spire 2, right? So we need to just yeah, maybe we add Uppercut, Taunt, Ashen Strike, something like that, right? Because right now in Slay the Spire 2 at home, we only have well, 16 cards, right? And that's not good in Slay the Spire 2 at home. Like, oh, we got 4 rares, we've got 4 uncommon, and then yeah, eight commons. Yeah, that's kind of boring, right? So yeah, I'll decide later which one we want to do first. Like, do we want to focus on, and how what's the scope of the videos? Do we want to do 3 at a time, or are we paranoid that videos are going to go wrong again, right? But for now, yeah, I think like we can decide that later. We're happy just to get the Leafy Poultice going for now, right? And yeah, let's just do that again. So yeah, we got Leafy Poultice. We're losing our health. We transformed 2 cards into Feed and Bludgeon. All right. Until next time. Yeah, hopefully this video actually completely recorded and I didn't accidentally cut it off, right? But yeah, we disabled our buttons and now we've click stop recording to stop recording, so hopefully we can avoid those kinds of mishaps in the future.